Once the president makes a decision, his instincts are uncanny. And we have to appreciate that that's one of the things the people of the United States voted for, is a president who has incredible instincts about the right thing to do.
Republicans, more than maybe anything, they want everything every way. They want everything both ways. They want to be, let me just spell it out here. Marco Rubio yesterday sat down with the host of the Politico podcast or Politico interview. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Generally, I like what she does. She was a little off in some of the questions with this interview, really giving a lot of credence to Marco Rubio. Sometimes I think that reporters and journalists do this to try to ingratiate themselves to the interviewer, to make them feel comfortable so they'll say something. I don't know. Generally, she does a pretty good job, though. And she's asking Marco Rubio about what it's like in the room, what it's like to work with these people. And Marco Rubio, unprompted, goes into this weird, obsequious bootlick. I mean, if you just dressed a blow-up doll like Donald Trump, Marco Rubio would just be raring to go. You know what I mean? Like he's in rut or something. And he's just heaping praise on Donald Trump for his uncanny instincts while trying to act like he's an advisor to the president of the United States, which why would he need advisors if he has this spot on laser focused instinct? Why would he need a cabinet at all? Why would he need your advice, Marco Rubio, if he's so instinctual about everything? Anyway, watch this. There's several things I want to talk about on the other side of it, but watch this. And really, I know people are getting tired of all the bootlicks in the administration and listening to them propagandize Donald Trump and act like they're some kind of a media agent in North Korea going full Pyongyang. Oh, the dear leader. Yeah, it just, we need not lose sight of it because it is so dangerous. Watch the Secretary of State of these United States waxing worshipful about the dear leader, Donald Trump.
Yeah, one of the great things is that most of the people, at least on the national security front, have known each other for a long time. I've known John Radcliffe for a very long time. I've known the vice president for a very long time. I've known the chief of staff for a very long time. I've known Pete Hegseth before all of this. So we've known each other all. And so we have a very good working relationship. Steve Woodcoff is from Miami. I know him very well. He's from New York, but we obviously, everyone from New York is now from Miami.
The Miami-New York connection is pretty tight these days.
And one of the great people in the world, too. And so I think, but ultimately, once the president makes a decision, his instincts are uncanny. And we have to appreciate that that's one of the things the people of the United States voted for, is a president who has incredible instincts about the right thing to do. And our job is to operationalize that. When he says, this is the direction I want to go, our job is not to spend all day trying to change his mind. Once he's made a decision, our job is to go out and make sure the president's orders are executed on. That's the way administrations work. When administrations fail is when you're filled or surrounded by people who don't agree with you, and so no matter what the president orders, spend their time trying to undermine him. We have a president who's been elected. He's been very clearly, I mean, as clear as anyone who's ever been elected, outlined what his views are on everything, including foreign policy. That's what the people of our country voted for. That's how our republic works. And our job is to go out and operationalize, execute on the president's vision based on really uncanny instincts.
Yeah, Donald Trump's instincts are they're so uncanny that he followed his instincts on tariffs, crashed the stock market, and then had to come back and have cooler heads prevail and actually give him advice that would reverse the damage that we've still not completely extricated ourselves from relative to the economy. His instincts are so spot on, Marco Rubio, that he ordered his Secretary of Defense this last time around to shoot peaceful protesters in their legs. That order was denied, was not followed through with. Those are Donald Trump's instincts. Donald Trump's instincts bankrupted a casino. I mean, bankrupting a casino is like bankrupting a money press or a money tree, or a goose that lays a golden egg. It's just free money. And Donald Trump bankrupted a casino because of his spot-on instincts. Donald Trump's instincts ultimately are to be a dictator on day one, like he promised he would be, and he's still trying to be. Those are his instincts. Further, and really the overarching, I think maybe more important thing here is that they're trying to paint Donald Trump as this man with brilliance when he is clearly intellectually incurious like no other president. Even George W. Bush was reading books. Even the reason we ramped up our preparedness for a pandemic was because George W. Bush, dumb George W. Bush, was reading books about the Spanish flu, the pandemic in the previous century. So tell me again about Donald Trump's brilliance and instincts. And why would he need advisors if his instincts are so spot on? Why would he need a director of national intelligence or a national security advisor? It's in the name of the position, to advise. Why would he need a secretary of state to advise him on matters of diplomacy and world foreign relations? Why would he need that? You don't get it both ways, to kind of finish the thought here. They want it both ways. You don't get it both ways. Of course, like every presidency, ultimately, it's the president's call. The final word on any matter in the executive is from the president of the United States. That's why there's so much talk about Harry Truman with his little desk sign that said the buck stops here, because this is it. Although anything goes wrong, it's somebody else. I don't know anything about that. I didn't talk to them. What happened? I'm totally unaware. Because when things are good, it's Donald Trump's fault. That's his doing. But when things go bad, it's somebody else. Oh, who could be? Oh, I don't know. So Marco Rubio, your job is not Secretary of State. Your job is Chief Scrotum Cradler at this point. As gross as that most certainly is. Anyway, what do you think about the Scrotum Cradler, Secretary of State Marco Rubio? I'd love to know. You can comment below. Tell me how gross that is. You can also call me on my voicemail line and leave me a fewer than 3-minute voicemail, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. Support this work by becoming a channel member for $2 a month. Click the join button below, see what's involved. If I bring you value on a video basis, please help me out that way. You can also go to patreon.com/idoubtapodcast. Both those are great ways to help support the work. I would appreciate it very much. And before I go, check out this video from Garrison Hayes, friend of the show, personal friend, a wonderful, beautiful man who wants to make this country a better place. He got an opportunity to sit down with former President Barack Obama in what ended up being in the times we live, a pretty encouraging, inspirational message about the work that's ahead, but the things that we can accomplish based on history and some of the trials and tribulations over the course of the last decade or so. Anyway, definitely check it out. If you're not subscribed to Garrison, correct that mistake. I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.